Ozempic is working. Millions of people are losing weight faster than any diet ever produced. The before and afters are everywhere. But here's what the photos don't show. In the largest clinical trial on semaglutide, nearly 4 in 10 kilograms lost was not fat. It was muscle. You can lose 20 kilograms on Ozempic, look thinner in every photo, and be metabolically worse off than before you started. Here's what the science actually says. Let's start with what's actually being measured when someone loses weight on Ozempic. The Step 1 trial, the largest semaglutide weight loss study, reported average weight loss of around 15 to 17% of body weight over 68 weeks. That's real. That's significant. Nobody is disputing that, but the breakdown matters. Roughly 39% of the weight lost was lean mass. Nearly 4 in 10 kilograms gone was not fat. Now, some lean mass loss is expected with any caloric deficit. That's well established. But the ratio here is concerning, particularly for people who aren't doing anything to protect their muscle during treatment. The phrase skinny fat sounds like an aesthetic complaint. It isn't. In metabolic terms, what we're describing is low muscle mass combined with preserved or elevated fat mass relative to total body weight. The clinical term is sarcopenic obesity, and it is one of the most dangerous body composition states a human can be in. Lower resting metabolic rate, higher insulin resistance, increased fall risk, shorter lifespan. This is what happens when you lose weight rapidly without protecting lean mass. And here's the brutal irony. You can lose 20 kilograms on Ozempic, look thinner in photos, and still be metabolically worse off than before, because the scale doesn't measure what matters. GLP-1 medications work primarily through appetite suppression. They slow gastric emptying. They reduce caloric intake. The drug does not care what you eat less of. If your protein intake drops below the threshold needed to stimulate muscle protein synthesis, your body will break down muscle tissue to meet its amino acid demands. This is not an Ozempic specific problem. This is physiology. What is specific to GLP-1 use is the magnitude of the deficit and the speed of the weight loss. Both accelerate muscle breakdown risk. Here's the part that actually matters, because this is fixable. The research on muscle preservation during GLP-1 treatment converges on two things: resistance training and protein intake. A 2023 pilot study compared semaglutide users with and without a structured exercise protocol. The exercise group preserved significantly more lean mass, despite equivalent weight loss. You don't need a complicated program. You need consistent mechanical loading of your major muscle groups, 2 to 3 times per week. On protein, current evidence supports a minimum of 1.6 grams per kilogram of body weight daily during a GLP-1 assisted cut. Some researchers argue for up to 2.2 grams if activity is high. This is genuinely difficult to hit on a suppressed appetite. High satiety, high density sources become strategic, not optional. Eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, protein powder. I want to be clear about something. This video is not anti-Ozempic. For people with obesity-related metabolic disease, GLP-1 medications may be genuinely life-changing. The cardiovascular outcome data from the SELECT trial is compelling. But a tool this powerful, used without attention to body composition, can leave you lighter and simultaneously more fragile. The goal was never the number on the scale. The goal is a healthier body. And those are not always the same thing. If you're on a GLP-1 right now, start lifting. Hit your protein. Don't just watch the weight drop, watch what you're made of. Which brings us to the question that comes up constantly in every conversation about muscle preservation and fat loss. How much protein do you actually need? Not the bro science answer, not the supplement company answer. The research answer. Because the number most people are hitting is probably not the number the evidence supports. That's next week. Performance Decoded.